Shalom, shalom, shalom. I like to start off by giving all praises, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Wakahak Badash. I like to give double honors to the apostles and elders and CT bishops of Great Millstone, who rule well, taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim preaching his word with truth and sincerity around the four corners. You know, like Elder Malcolm would be saying, risking their lives and freedom to do so, now more so than ever. And that's funny, I just got finished watching one of his videos that he uploaded. Hold on, let me cross the street. Yeah, I like to give peace and salutations to the Israelite foreigners, the Israelites that live amongst the heathen that look like those heathen. This is not a black or white thing. This is an Israelite thing. You know, so you're going to have Israelites that look like the other nations to where they were scattered to. You know? And if an Israelite man has a child with a heathen woman, sometimes that child comes out looking like the heathen that has the features and the characteristics of the heathen woman. You know, but nonetheless, it's an Israelite still. Because, you know, pursuing the Numbers, the first chapter, Numbers 1 and 18, you are whatever your father is. You know? And shalom to the speckled bird, and shalom to the Akim and the few Aqua, the true believers of the hopeful elect. You know? Just coming back in the spirit and theme of prophecy. And I wanted to speak about the MOTB. This MOTB update. You know? Lord willing, this is edifying, straight and to the point. You know, we are officially in that time. You know. Matter of fact, let me get a quick scripture. It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2. I'll start at 1. You see it says, the Most High answers the prophet. And it's talking about Habakkuk. It says, it reads, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Here's the point. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And that vision is not tarrying. Let's read that in the NLT. It says the vision is for a future time. It describes the end, and it will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed. And that's exactly what you're seeing. I wanted to bring that scripture out because of the news article I got. I forgot which brother I got it from. I was watching his video and he was bringing it out. Could have been brother from Birmingham, Alabama, brother Dawada. or it could have been other brother from Birmingham, Alabama, brother Barack, or it could have been Elder Kazak from Mississippi. I don't know where it was from, but the water anyway, for allowing me to get this article. Let's go to it. I forgot where it was from. This is from End Time Headlines, and it reads, Neuralink reports 10,000 patients have now signed up for its brain chip. You see? That's exactly why I read that Habakkuk. Because for the vision is yet for the future time. In the NLT, in the KJV and the NLT. That future time is now. You know, you got people all over the globe getting BCIs, brain chip implants. They're not just getting them in their hand anymore. You got a lot of paraplegics, a lot of quadriplegics, you know, getting C-hipped up. So, you know, so they could move their extremities again. Or at least attempt to. Because for you know, all I've been seeing with these brain chip implants is that the person can move a mouse with their thoughts. And, you know, play music and answer emails and draw a little bit. Do you know. It's not really over the top technology or features that they can do. They can do basic things. And little do they know that's the MOTB. That's Revelation's 13th chapter coming to life right in front of your face. You know? Read a little bit of this. It says Elon Musk Neuralink has garnered significant interest with 10,000 individuals signing up for his brain-computer interface trials, according to the company's president. It reads, the startup opened a patient registry earlier this year, enabling global participation in clinical trials of the technology. So far, 12 patients have received the implant, using it to control computers through thoughts alone, with plans for 13 more by year's end. So that would be 25 people. And then you got 10,000 signing up. Currently, eligibility is limited to those with paralysis from conditions such as motor neuron disease or spinal cord injuries. However, Musk envisions broader applications, stating that future versions could allow people without disabilities to achieve a sort of symbiosis with artificial intelligence. I gotta look up that word symbiosis. Matter of fact, while we're here, we might as well you know.
Symbiosis.
Symbiosis. As it reads, the interaction between two different organisms living in close physical association, typically to the advantage of both. Okay. That's what it means. Thank you, Google. Birds is going off. Bear with me as I cross the street. You see, so like it says, you got 12 people already have the BCI, and you got and they expect to have 13 more by the end of the year. Shoot, that's a couple months from now. We're already in October. You know, this year has flown by. So many things have happened in a span of months, of the 9 months that Donald Trump, aka Nero 47, has been in office. Call him Nero 47 because Apostle Tahar coined that phrase. Apostle Tahar coined the phrase, that Trump is DJ Trump is Nero, you know. So you know, we are in some exciting times because the prophecies is jumping off the pages. Let me see. I mean, there's more, but I believe I read enough. I wanted to make this short and sweet. Let me get a couple of precepts. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 14, and it reads, "And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast." And these are one of those miracles. You know, getting people to talk and write and play music and to control electronic devices with their thoughts. These are miracles. These are deemed miracles. You know? Salakia. Got these guys. You know, I'm walking outside, so I'm trying to be circumspect. Ever since that guy ran up on ever since that guy ran up on that Edomite ran up on that brother in the park, you know, man, I've been having my head extra on a swivel. Because you never know. You know, you never know when you're going to have to drag an Edomite down the street. Nah, I'm just playing. Just having fun. But like Apostle Taha said, you know, brothers should be in their brothers should be alert, because the time of persecution is upon us. You know, that's the truth. You know, it's crazy, but it's true. It says, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Yeah, and the wound by the sword and did live is talking about Rome. Rome got wounded by a sword and did live because it was Rome went from Edomites ruling to Jake ruling. I believe it was like 325 AD to like the early 1400s, late 1300s, early 1400s. And it was when Jake was ruling, instead of known as the pagan Roman Empire, it was known as the Holy Roman Empire, you know? And they said that it was wounded by a sword and did live. You know, it came back, you know, Esau came back into power during the Renaissance period, during the period known as the Renaissance. And the word Renaissance means rebirth. It was a rebirth. It was rebirth of the Edomite rule. And he's been ruling ever since. Salakia for the noise. Skipping down to verse 16. Actually, I'll just read through. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma. When you look up that word mark in the Greek, it's G5480, charagma. In their right hand or in their foreheads. And right now, it's not mandatory, but this is what it's going to come down to, you know? Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. You see? So, you know, like I said, like I read in Habakkuk, the vision is yet for an appointed time. And we are now in that appointed time, you know? Matter of fact, let me get something in Daniel. Let me get this in Daniel, because it just came to my mind. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 4, and it reads, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end." And this is how we know we are in the time of the end, because the book is not shut up anymore. The book is not sealed. The book is open, and the words are not shut up, and the seal of the book is open. Because when you read Revelation, the 5th chapter, Yahushua was worthy enough to loose the seals. And it says, "Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased." And this is definitely knowledge. You know? Esau's technology is top notch in this day and age. Maybe get out of here smoking. You know, Esau's technology is by far in this realm right now, is by far the highest that you see thus far. That's why he's able to perform surgery and implant and give people BCIs. You know, he wasn't doing this 30 years ago, 50 years ago, 70 years ago. Even if he had research on it, because it wasn't time for it yet. It wasn't the time of the end. This is another prophecy that we know that we're at the time of the end. But anyway, Lord's will, you was edified. Till next time, we're gonna say shalom to the elect. This is just the MOTB update.